Mabuhay everyone, MARKCHES here. Welcome to the channel, and for today's video, I'll be giving you my performance review of the Way of Wade 11. Let's find out if they're also a beast. Let's go. Guys, if you have been following my channel, you know that I think 2 years ago, the Way of Wade or the WOW 10 was my sneaker of the year in terms of basketball performance. I actually have a couple of pair here. I think 3 pairs at least. I sold one already, but they have been one of the most unique sneakers that came out that year, and it's been so long since they released the next version, which is this one, the Way of Wade 11. And the WOW 11 is the pinnacle of Way of Wade. It's the top tier of their basketball sneaker. I think next is the All City 11-12, yeah, All City line, then the 808 line, I think in that order. But this one really gives you the best performance in terms of the Way of Wade technology, like their boom cushion from the WOW 11 compared to the All City. Although the All City is still good, but I think they change up a bit on the WOW 11 and 10 in terms of the density of the foam and the chemical compound, which makes the boom foam of the WOW 11 better than the rest of the line. We'll get into that in a bit, but let's start off first with the upper and the looks of the WOW 11. So they really change up the looks of this one. This has a more futuristic vibe to it, although the materials are more on the throwback, which is leather on the tip of the sneaker, and going to the back, this white part is white. This whole white part is synthetic leather, and upon wearing it, it didn't need that much break-in period for the upper. It feels like a buttery leather. It's not on the stiffer side of leather, which is good. So I didn't need to break in that much in terms of this part, this leather part of the sneaker. And moving on to the tongue part, it has perforated holes here for ventilation because this white part really doesn't have any ventilation in that area. So this is more on, I would say, ventilation wise, it's on the warmer side of things, because the only ventilation that will come out is around the tongue and of course around the ankle area, if there's enough room for the air to go out there. So ventilation wise, on the warmer side of things, maybe wear a thinner socks. That's one of the solutions that I got from the Way of Wade 11, especially here in the Philippines, kind of warm. And there's enough padding on top of the tongue, which is good, very comfortable and very cozy when you're tightening up the laces, especially the last two, which is around your ankle, which is connected here on the collar of the sneaker. And in terms of the ease of wear, it's very easy to put your foot in on the WOW 11. And one thing is, I like the lacing system, which is like a fast lacing system. When you're putting this, it tightens easily on the parts of the lacing system. It's very easy to loosen it up too because of that fast lace loop here of the lacing system, which is good in my opinion. And in terms of fit, this is, I think, one of the down part, or if not, it's the only down part of the sneaker, is the fit of the sneaker in terms of the upper, which is snug around the midfoot, and I'm a regular footer. That's kind of sad because on the WOW 10, the fit for me on the WOW 10, it's not as snug in the midfoot as this WOW 11. So this WOW 11 is kind of snug in the midfoot, and you would ask me, why didn't I go half a size up? Because if I go half a size up, because right now this is a US 11 and I have, I think, look at my thumb, this allowance already and still snug on the mid part. So if I go half a size, I mean, it will be really long for me. It's a long sneaker, it's a narrow sneaker. Don't know, because I think because of the material that they use here, and of course this foam part, this is a foam part, So it kind of hugs, and it's a lateral support in terms of the WOW 11. So it's pretty snug around the midfoot. It's really the only down part on the WOW 11. If they change up the fit of this, I mean, this is an ultra amazing sneaker in terms of performance. So that's one part that I didn't like. And speaking of lateral support, like I said, this foam is for lateral support, and this TPU piece that splashes from the logo. Look at the logo, it's really nice. It's like a splash of the logo of the WOW 11. So it splashes here, and it's also a lateral support. Your foot is actually sitting in this area of the sneaker, so you have that a ton of lateral support around the midfoot going to the back part of the sneaker. And of course, the containment of this is really nice because of this TPU piece that cups your ankle and heel, so that you won't, or prevents you from severe ankle sprain, which is nice. And a lot of people have been asking me about the color. It is not as flimsy as the ones on the AE ones. It has some fusing in it, so it has structure in it. So when you're lacing it up, it actually gives you that extra ankle protection. And in terms of Achilles pillows, it's enough. It's very cozy around the Achilles, and of course around your ankle. It's thick enough. And for the heel tab, it has a heel tab on this pair. It says make your own, and this one is the championship years of the 2006, 2013, 2014. Yeah, it's been that long. Yeah, 2012, 2013, 2006, sorry, 2012, 2013. So those are the championship during his Miami days. And of course, there's the heel plate here too. And for the logo, it's also plastic here. It's not foamy, so don't worry about the durability when you hit someone. Actually, I had some scratches here already. Because usually have that on my sneakers, which is weird. And I have a cut here on the forefoot of the foam, but it didn't cut through. So still good enough. Still look pretty for the sneaker. And for the insole, like it has a very nice step-in comfort. I think it also is made out of boom, if I'm not mistaken. It's very comfortable when you're stepping on the sneaker. And the strobo board is soft, on the softer side. It is also a net strobo board, and you could feel the boom cushion right below your foot. It's a full-length boom cushion, which we are talking about now. It's the cushion of this one is amazing. And like I've said, comparing it to the All-CT12, the All-CT12 has a very thick boom cushion or boom foam compared to the WOW 11, but in some weird way, this is a lot bouncier on the WOW 11 compared to the All-CT12, even though it's thinner. What's nice about it is you're close to the ground. At the same time, the cushion is amazing, bounciness and impact protection from the forefoot to the heel. If you have tried the WOW 10, it has a similar feeling to it, but I think the only difference is about the spring plate. The carbon fiber plate of the WOW 11 and the WOW 10 is kind of different. The WOW 10 has a more spring to it, especially when you're running up and down the floor. This one, although it's still stiff, but it doesn't bounce back that much compared to the WOW 10s. So that's one thing to consider. But I like the transition of my foot when I'm running up and down the floor with these. It's very smooth, it's very fluid when you're running with the WOW 11 compared to the WOW 10s. If you want it to be like on steroids when you're running up and down the floor, the WOW 10 should be for you. But if you want a more fluid flow while you're playing, the WOW 11 will give you that kind of feeling. So in terms of cushion, court feel, impact protection, and bounciness is there on the WOW 11, and it's very, very fluid. Now let's talk about the all-new traction of the WOW 11 line, and it has the GCU. That's what they're calling it. It's not actually what they're saying. It's not rubber. It's not also foam, but it's a new kind of material compound that they mix up. I think it's like liquid rubber, and if I'm gonna interpret it when I'm holding it, although it's not that deep, look at the deep, but the traction of this one is really, really amazing. I actually played recently on a moist floor with this one. Like I've said, I always compare it with the people around the court because it's kind of raining here in Manila, and my WOW 11 was still holding up quite nicely compared to the other sneakers that are used during that game, and quite impressed with this new chemical compound. And I'm really quite impressed with the chemical compound that they're using with the WOW 11. And it has a face of on the left side, and on the right pair it has the logo with some other graphic stuff from Wade the Lightning, Way of Wade, text there, very nice outsole. And in terms of, I mean, performance, it's really, really grippy. But I would say, especially the price of this, I wouldn't recommend it to be used outdoors because first, it's expensive, plus the GCU, I think it's not made out or made for outdoor use. So outdoor use, although this will be a very nice shoe for outdoor because of the cushion, but in terms of traction wise, I would stay away from outdoor on the WOW 11s. Now for the weight of the WOW 11s on the US 11, it is 400 grams. Very, very light for a sneaker that has leather in it. And it kind of looks maximalist, and I have not mentioned yet on how wide it is in the forefoot. Very good stability, and even if you're looking from the top view, you can see how this lateral outrigger is protruding, and it's very, very stable. Even the heel is wide enough. It's also very, very stable. I mean, it's fast, it's fluid, it's stable. I just didn't like the fit of it because sometimes I felt like I have to adjust, especially on my right foot when I was playing. Maybe if I'm tired, my foot is expanding, so it would kind of choke up my right midfoot, and I have to adjust it because I'm having that spine feeling, or that tusok-tusok in terms of Filipino term, because there's not enough blood flow in my midfoot. So that's the only down part really that I can see on this sneaker. Aside from the price, it's expensive. If here in the Philippines, around 14,000 pesos. Plus if you ship it here, for every 10,000 above item that you ship to the Philippines, there's a whole big tax. I think it will cost around maybe $80. So the shoe is expensive enough at 300, around 250 USD. Plus the taxes, it's expensive. But if you have that money and you're interested in this shoe, I would say totally worth it. Aside if you're putting away the tax. So, but in terms of performance, if you could try it, or if you go to China and you have a chance to buy it, you should try the WOW 11. It's one of my favorite sneakers now that I'm playing with, and this will always be in my gym bag. So size again, I would suggest regular foot, true to size, but there's gonna be some space in the forefoot. If you have the narrowest foot, good for you. You can do half size down on the WOW 11, but on a wide footer, half size up, but better to try it on first. But for wide footers, I won't recommend it because of the midfoot issue of the sneaker. So sorry, maybe you can opt on the All City 12, which has a wider last, and it's better made for wide footer. So that's it on my performance review of the WoW 11. Let me know if you have played with this and if you're planning to cop a pair. Alright? So thank you again for dropping by this channel. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers!